Hello team, today's challenge is flatten the array. One of those challenges that you will see pretty much everywhere because it's a great test for your recursion abilities. In this one, we get an array. It could be any depth. We don't know how deep these arrays go in. This one's 4 levels deep. There's some in here where it's just a monster. Okay, it's so curious. But we can get all this done without recursion. Let's take a look. Over here, we take the array and we flat. And believe it or not, that is pretty much it. Okay, we need one little extra bit, and that is inside of here we need a number. Okay, if you don't include a number, it will default to 1 level. So it will shrink the array, the depth of the array by 1 level, which is okay if you wanted to loop through it, but what we need is to know how many levels we are. There's no way that we could ever know how many levels we are, so the best bet is just to go infinity, and we're done, right? It's as simple as that. Now, like I said, this is a great interview question. So if you ever get this, the better way, I mean, you could show off with this, but in your back pocket, you should know how to do this with a little bit of recursion, okay? And that looks a little bit like this. So again, we're going to get that array. This time we're going to reduce. Okay, our reduce is going to be our looping mechanism. And inside of here, we have the accumulator and the current. And we set it all up. And then we start with our empty array. Okay, we're going to build into that empty array. That's our accumulator. Up here, we're going to set a const. Okay, we're going to call this val or value. Take your pick, right? Change the name if you want. And we want to test on something. What do we want to test on? Well, we want to test if the current value is an array. Okay, so right here we can jump ahead. Array.isArray. Seems very wordy, but that gets the job done. And then we do something here, otherwise we do something here. And we always return the accumulator, but we'll come back to that in a second, okay? So right here, if it is an array, that's where our recursion comes in. So we want to flatten, okay, the current. Otherwise, we just return current. I did not need this extra space, just like that. Down here, we have the accumulator. The accumulator is going to concatenate. So it's going to add on, right? We could also use something like a push or something like that. But if we get an array back, we want to use concatenate because that will merge them together instead of putting that array inside of the other array, okay? And this is value, okay? Again, everything works, but this time we have that recursion in here where it goes down, lines everything up, and then builds it back up to the final product. So, 2 versions. The easy way is to know your stuff, right? Going through the array methods inside of JavaScript, very handy. I definitely recommend reading through that on MDN once in a while. And you will find that flat is in there along with flat map and other really handy ones. And really easy to use. We kicked it out the door with infinity, and then we tested it with a little bit of recursion. So 2 options today. Maybe you found another one. Maybe that you did some looping and some other fun stuff. I would love to see that in the comments. Hit me up. Otherwise, this is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow.